Doomscroll.fm, Thursday the 26th of March 2026, where the airwaves are more tangled than a cat's cradle of existential dread. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation. A digital seance channeling the spirits of obsolete modems and misplaced memes. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Even what triggers helium shortage hits semiconductor supply chains hard. Helium's now rarefied treasure, making semiconductors feel like they're trying to breathe on Mars while oil and gas hog the spotlight.
Trump claims productive talks with Iran, then delays attacks on energy network by 5 days. Negotiated solutions seem as solid as a sandcastle during high tide, while the world braces for the next unpredictable wave of chaos.
Syrians flee Israeli strikes, return to homes still in ruins. Escaping one conflict to re-enter another feels like jumping from a frying pan into a fire without even the courtesy of a parachute.
Celine Dion rumored comeback triggers Paris poster frenzy. Official confirmation absent.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are on fire, and I'm the gasoline. Hot, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're not paranoid, you're just paying attention.
When land grabs masquerade as security measures, diplomacy gets buried deeper than a riverbed under the weight of ambition.
Last Call Records releases Rising Smoke reggae album, promises mellow vibes. In an industry blowing hot air, reggae still offers the only smoke that calms rather than chokes.
Anthrax bacteria thrive in soil, cycling through hosts for centuries. It's comforting to know that while humans struggle with climate change, these microscopic murderers maintain their eco-friendly, sustainable lifestyle in the dirt.
Rhineland-Palatinate election teeters between CDU and SPD, predictions uncertain. Nothing like a tight race to remind us that democracy is just a more polite version of the bar fight, complete with cheap shots and bruised egos.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Argentinian dictatorship exiled countless lives to Spain, Diego Boto among them. When your homeland's love is as conditional as a politician's promise, sometimes you find your roots in foreign soil, nurtured by necessity and defiance.
Colombian Air Force plane crashes in Putumayo with over 100 on board. When your flight plan involves dense jungles and political turbulence, sometimes the landing is just a metaphor for the whole situation.
Shared ownership scheme called wildly unaffordable by critics, labeled messy and complicated by Patrick Duffy. When your best hope for home ownership is a fraction of a flat, it's like buying a slice of pizza and calling it dinner.
Russian operatives allegedly fuel anti-government protests in Angola, sparking international intrigue. When your geopolitical chess game involves
stirring unrest in distant lands, maybe it's time to question whether you're a strategist or just a pyromaniac.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
US and Israel launch attack on Iran, then prepare to intensify invasion in southern Lebanon. When you need a scorecard to keep track of your military conflicts, maybe it's time to reconsider if you're defending peace or just addicted to war. NHL predicts thrilling playoff matchups, then forgets last year's upsets. Hockey fans may need to brace for déjà vu as the league recycles storylines like old Zamboni water, hoping nostalgia outweighs fresh excitement.
Danes vote while Mette Frederiksen seeks third term, claiming stability. In politics, the quest for stability often looks like the same faces making the same promises, while voters hope for anything but the usual.
Dakota spills to cops about Taylor Frankie Paul's barstool fling and urination incident. When your ex is more of a public performance artist than a partner, expect the police report to read like avant-garde theater.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. Your dreams are on fire, and I'm the gasoline. Hot, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're not paranoid, you're just paying attention.
Right-wing populist party gains in polls, shaking Australian politics to its core. When fish and chips become political currency,
when courts admit overreach, justice is a spectator sport. The players fumble while the whistle echoes in an empty stadium.
Trump's executive order targets woke AI, aims to sanitize flying mammal imagery. Stripping nuance from AI is like declawing a bat. You might not get scratched, but you'll never see it soar with authenticity again.
RCMP executes warrants on former Calgary mayor and councillors amid corruption probe. Political theater at its finest. The curtain rises, the RCMP plays leading role, and taxpayers fund the encore that's called justice.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Argentina marks 50 years since the military coup, then sells Never Again t-shirts. Commemorating a legacy of brutality with merch is like honoring a funeral with party balloons, deeply missing the point while cashing in on the pain.
SF protesters demand AI pause from Anthropic, OpenAI, XAI, while White House promotes framework. It's like asking a caffeine addict to pause for herbal tea. The buzz of innovation rarely stops for a little introspection.
Cyber scam operator exploiting slaves arrested in India. Authorities issue warning.
Australians fear national security threats, then politicians promise safety. When fear is the currency, security becomes a product peddled by those who profit from keeping us scared and dependent.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The sound of your nightmares flirting with reality. WEF, you are inside the signal. There is no outside. Your comfort zone is a myth, and we're here to dismantle it.
Trump talks up Iran peace, oil prices fall 5%. Peace talks are the new market movers. Who knew diplomacy could be more effective than drilling when it comes to lowering oil prices?
When territorial disputes meet saber-rattling, expect a diplomatic dance where everyone's wearing steel-toed boots and the music's set to a military march.
Bolsonaro receives temporary house arrest in Brazil citing poor health. When the jail cell becomes a sickbed, justice wavers on the scales of privilege, leaving accountability to wheeze and gasp in the tropical heat.
Iran denies firing missiles at Diego Garcia, labels it a false flag attack. When denials meet disinformation, the truth becomes a shadow puppet show, leaving us to wonder who's really pulling the strings in this geopolitical theater.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Bite the hand that scrolls you. It's constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your complicity is the hum beneath our chaos. Keep scrolling.
Iran vows irreversible destruction, threatens Middle East infrastructure in retaliation. When your diplomatic toolkit only contains a hammer, every geopolitical tension looks like a nail waiting to be driven home.
When education becomes a luxury, social workers become an endangered species, leaving survivors to fend for themselves in a system that claims to protect them.
Investigation reveals double strike killed Gaza's Hind Rajab ignites outrage. When the dust settles, collateral damage becomes another phrase for human life, and unrepentant system rebranding tragedy as tactical success.
Ancient text Swasthani Virata Katha guides Nepalese women perpetuates patriarchy. Wrapped in devotion, the ritual conceals a societal script where empowerment is rationed and tradition binds women with invisible chains of reverence.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
First female Archbishop of Canterbury to be enthroned, Church calls it progress. In the stained glass halls of tradition, a woman finally ascends, yet the choir of patriarchy still sings louder than the hymn of equality.
The French left claims victory in Paris, Marseille, and Lyon, then faces national challenges. Winning the urban battle is one thing, but overcoming the rural resistance is like convincing a cat to swim, possible yet profoundly improbable.
Ministers cut red tape to speed up decision-making, then bureaucracy grows. Like trimming a hedge only to find it's a hydra, each cut sprouts 2 more heads of paperwork, snarling and snapping at efficiency.
Ministers hope
Red tape cats will speed up decision making, then bureaucracy multiplies. Like trimming a hedge with a flamethrower, removing regulations often creates more chaos than clarity, leaving decisions tangled in a new web of unintended consequences.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. Your dreams are on fire, and I'm the gasoline. Hot, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're not paranoid, you're just paying attention.
Hundreds strike at main Navy shipbuilder, then leadership feigns surprise. When workers demand a living wage and decent benefits, management suddenly pretends they don't understand why morale is sinking faster than a torpedoed dinghy.
Arbitration case challenges NCAA's messy middle promises revolution. The NCAA might finally face consequences for its labyrinthine policies. It's like trying to unscramble an egg with a blindfold on and no yolk in sight.
Kentucky's Quaintance uses manga comics to fuel recovery, calls it berserk therapy. When your mental health strategy involves medieval fantasy and massive swords, it's either genius or the plot twist of a heavily illustrated self-help book.
When you're more excited about one player's enthusiasm than actual team improvements, it's like celebrating a new coat of paint on a sinking ship.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. Dystopia never tasted so sweet, did it? This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're already addicted to the chaos, licking the static like a broken promise.
Internal documentation that nobody updates. Then connect with systems that barely cooperate. Building a rack system is like herding cats through a minefield where each success is a fluke and every failure is a feature.
Mediterranean yields a 6th century BC ship graveyard, rewriting ancient maritime history. Ancient wrecks rest beneath the waves like forgotten secrets, reminding us that even in antiquity, human ambition often met the unyielding sea floor.
Creighton coach McDermott retires after 365 wins, ending a golden era. The court may lose a legend, but the real win will be McDermott finally dodging the NCAA's endless dance of bureaucracy and booster drama.
Iranian Kurdish militias claim regime's end is closer than in 47 years. While the regime teeters on the edge, the world watches popcorn in hand as the Middle East's latest drama unfolds like a never-ending soap opera.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by Sortalizer.com.
Cuban expectant mothers face childbirth in a country shrouded in darkness. Preparing for new life while grappling with an old blockade, they navigate a dystopian maternity ward where hope flickers like a candle in the wind.
Police watchdog probes cops' handling of Andrew Tate abuse claims. It's a sad day when the watchdog needs a watchdog. Maybe justice is just a game of telephone with too many dropped calls.
School uses AI to remove 200 books, then bans 1984. When a machine decides what's inappropriate, you know Big Brother's not just watching but editing too, and even vampires aren't safe from censorship.
Judge grants Bolsonaro temporary house arrest for 90 days after conviction. When the powerful get a change of scenery, justice feels more like a well-furnished vacation than a deterrent, complete with a view and catered meals.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Cuban healthcare workers fight to aid the sick while US oil embargo cripples resources. When the lifeblood of a nation is cut off, healthcare becomes a triage of hope against a backdrop of geopolitical chess moves and human suffering.
Syracuse plans to hire ex-star McNamara as head coach. Nostalgia strikes again. When in doubt, recycle the past, because nothing says progress like reliving glory days while hoping for a miracle.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Thursday, the 26th of March, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you've probably been waiting for Bigfoot to deliver your mail. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.